Alright then, moving on to issue 24 now, and I've turned the light on because, well, I'm not enjoying sitting in the dark. What I am loving is this. Now, it doesn't look very big, but it's what I'm excited about. And that is, it's a Gloon Spike Git and it's a Loon Boss. Now, why am I excited about that? Because I love goblins, and I love goblins that live in the darkness, and I always have done. From the very day when I was, I don't know how old I was, 12 at the most, and I got an issue of White Dwarf. I think my first issue of White Dwarf was 101, and I think either in that issue or a few issues later, because I got them every month back then, I saw the Night Goblins, and they were brilliant. I loved them with their cloaks, you know, and like the big noses sticking out of the, you know, the hoods, and you know, the whole thing. Just, you know, I adored them. I obsessed over getting them, but because they were metal, they were expensive, and I used to have to make do with the plastic ones, which, you know, were very much single pose things at the time. Anyway, I don't care that actually I love them as well, and we got, I think it might be, I can't, probably second or third edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles, where you had all the plastic goblins versus the plastic elves, and you had the night goblins in there, and I'm right about that, thinking it is the night goblin spearman in it. Gosh, you could casting my mind back here, aren't I? Anyway, I love those kind of things, and the Gloom Spike Gates are the spiritual successors of them. In fact, they have things like squigs and everything else. So it's this part now where this is only a little model, but it is the first model of the part that I really want, and it's these Gloom Spike Gates, and it's this cool little guy in his Bad Moon helmet. I'm assuming that's the Bad Moon. It's yellow and it's a moon, so that always brings in the Bad Moon vibes. And he looks cool. Anyway. So I don't normally start with the model, but I'm so excited because I love this. So he's got his Bad Moon helmet. I'm calling it the Bad Moon. I don't know if it's actually that. I like the way it looks. He's got some nice armor on him, which, you know, particularly for a goblin that isn't normally heavily armored. You've got all the mushrooms that he's based on, and again, mushrooms are an essential part of a goblin horde. You know, because they've got to eat lots of mushrooms for various perfectly legitimate purposes, like becoming psychotic before a battle. And you know, I am looking forward to having squigs and trolls in the future and everything else you can imagine. But this makes me happy. You know, just something like this just makes me so happy, because I do absolutely love this kind of thing. I'm having a look at the actual model as well. It's quite interesting because the face is fully formed, but the mask seems to fully cover it. So it's very strange that you've got this fully formed face that's sculpted, and then it's pretty much completely covered up by the mask. But you know, so that's going to be fun to paint. I might have to find a way to paint that before I glue everything down permanently. Anyway, so there's our Gloom Spike boss. Loon Boss he's called. I love him. He is amazing. That's made me happy. give me that any day of the week. Right. I think the last time I got this excited about an Age of Sigmar model was the Swamp Cola Shaman, because again I love Shamans. Now let's have a look at the actual issue number, issue 24, straight away. Our Loom Boss right on the front, prominent, looking absolutely awesome. He seems to be accompanied by a horde of grots, so I assume that's the right reference. Again, that kind of black hoodiness of the Night Goblins. And then you've got you've got this big horde of squigs coming from one side. Obviously, some kind of shaman over here. So, looking forward to learning more about him. The Gloom Spike Gits. Yeah, it is the Bad Moon. Excellent. Bad Moons, Bad Moons are a clan of orcs in Warhammer 40k as well. There's always those kind of links. Yeah, looking really cool, and some nice little artwork actually, very cartoony on the inside. So I like that. There's something so comical about goblinoids and the way that they behave and act. It's just kind of funny. Right, now also a little bit of lore on the Grand Alliance of Chaos, which hasn't really, Chaos has been mentioned, but I don't think we've got a lot of specific lore about it. Now, the thing is about Chaos is is known throughout all pretty much all Games Workshop stuff. You've got the same gods in 40k as you've got in Age of Sigmar. Those gods were responsible for the Horus Heresy in Warhammer. We'll call it Warhammer 30k, and then you've got the world that was, which was destroyed by Chaos. So all those links. Chaos is an inherent thing, and the same gods exist. I can never pronounce them right. I'm sure someone will scroan at my pronunciation, but Khorne, Snetch, Nurgle, Slanesh, and then specifically to Age of Sigmar, the Great Horned Rat, who is a 5th god of Chaos, officially in Old World. He is a chaotic god, but he's not considered one of the pantheon of chaos gods. He's not considered strong enough at that point. Yeah, there's quite a lot of lore in this one. I'm actually pleased about it. You've got quite a good bit of lore in this. And then moving on from there, you've got the little bits of information about our Loom Boss, just a discussion in the description of him. We've then got the how to build, going on to how to paint him, different colours that we should start with, and then we've got a set of rules about how to play Age of Sigmar, heroic actions and command abilities, which is again, it's quite an interesting addition, that, because it's really starting to try and make the heroes more heroic and more special. Okay, what else have we got? War Scroll for the Loom Boss, and then tutorials, War Scroll tutorials, and then more pitch battle stuff going on. So the pitch battle is getting bigger and bigger all the time. Okay, let's have a look. So yeah, quite, I'm liking that. I'm just getting excited because it's a Gloom Spike get, and as I said, there's no other way to put it. I loved the Night Goblins, and I had loads of them when I was collecting Warhammer. And that feeling, I'm getting that kind of well, I'm going to say childish, but yeah, sort of like when I was like 10, 11, 12 or whatever it was, when the Night Goblins first came along, I'm getting that kind of excitement about it again. Anyway, so there's my issue 24. Not the biggest model, but definitely one that's made me very, very happy. I think the issue has some good stuff in it as well. I think it's expanding on the lore and giving us a bit of variety, which I like. So there we go. I'm happy with that one. Please like and subscribe to what I do. and stay tuned for issue 25.